Welcome to the Getting Started video for the Logiq F-Series touch panel version. Part 1. Preparing the system for use. Let's take a look at the back of the unit to demonstrate where the device power cord is inserted and where the main power switch is located. Electrical power to the system is enabled by connecting directly into the base of the back of the system. The main switch or circuit breaker is located at the base of the rear panel as well. Turning the system back around, we can see the 19-inch flat-screen monitor. The monitor position can be adjusted for easy viewing. You can rotate, tilt, and flip the monitor up and down. The height of the console is designed in such a way that it fits the Gaussian distribution of human heights. Before we power the system on, let me show you the control panel. The control panel can be defined using simple zones. Starting at the top left is the workflow zone, which is logically organized using the operator's exam workflow. Next is the keyboard zone, which enables the selection of text input and auxiliary functions. This is the ultrasonography zone, and this Logiq F system includes a touch panel supporting exam, mode, and function-specific controls. Over here is the TGC zone, and finally, the accessory zone. The keys on the control panel, excluding the alphanumeric keyboard, have backlighting. The backlight of the freeze button can indicate functionality. Green means activated or on. Blue means available but inactive. The probes that have been shipped with your device are dependent on your purchase configuration. Any protective plastic covers on the transducer cable can be removed at your discretion. The probes are connected to the system at the right side of the base of the ultrasound console. Insert the probe connector into the probe port with the tail of the cable facing up. Once the probe is connected to the system, there are two hooks found under the control panel that can be used for cable management. An additional item that can be connected to your unit is the foot pedal. The foot pedal can be configured for such functions as image store and freeze. Part 2. Entering patient information and 2D imaging. Let's start with the power button on the top left of the console. Press the power button to switch on the mainframe. The system will boot up immediately to live scanning. Patient information can be entered by pressing the patient key in the workflow zone. This workflow zone has been configured with the following 5 keys: Patient, Probe Preset, Worksheet, End Exam, and Archive. The patient ID is the minimum field that needs to be completed when creating a new patient. The tab button or the trackball can be used to toggle to the next field. When completed, highlight and select Scan. Press the Probe Preset key, which is next in the workflow zone. The preset value refers to the full adjustment and optimization for an application, such as grayscale image, color image, and each Doppler mode. The touch panel is a mode-changing user interface for additional controls and operations. During your workflow routine, you can use the ultrasonography zone first and then look to the touch panel for additional controls and optimization. The organization of these modes is based on frequency of use, so you should immediately see the most frequently used parameters on the first screen. 1. Patient. Enters patient screen. 2. Scan. Enters scanning mode screen. 3. Reports. Activates default report and touch panel of report choices. 4. End Exam. Activates image management and touch panel with end of exam options. 5. Utility. Activates system configuration menus. 6. Model. Selects the application to use. 7. Probe indicator. Indicates and selects the probes. The trackball can support multiple functions. As a result of this, the active function of the trackball is displayed in the lower right-hand corner of the display screen. Trackball functionality is labeled on the display. To activate new functionality for the trackball, press the correct key adjacent to the trackball. If there are more than 2 functions assigned to a single key, the selected function is highlighted. Let's review the ultrasonography zone. There are 2 circular functional zones surrounding the trackball. The outer zone contains the mode keys. You may activate the mode function by pressing this key and adjust the gain by rotating the outer ring of the key. To adjust the B mode gain, simply turn the B rotary clockwise or counterclockwise depending on your imaging needs. If you find an excellent image and you wish to store the image to the archive, you have the ability to store a loop or a frozen image. The P1 key is used to store images to the archive. When scanning real-time, the P1 button will default to store a moving loop. You will see a thumbnail appear at the bottom of the monitor. If you freeze the image and then press the P1 key, a still image will be stored to the archive. P2 is configured to print an image with the system's printer. Users have the ability to configure these controls by accessing Utility, Application, Print Controls, Time Span. With the Logiq F system, manual and automated controls to help optimize the image are available. To adjust the frequency of this black and white image, look for the knob 4 on the touch panel to adjust the frequency. Depending on the selected transducer, harmonics will be indicated when you see CHI on the monitor next to the frequency range. Auto Optimize can be activated by pressing the AO key on the control panel. Part 3. Frequently used functions. Focus increases the number of focal zones, moves focal zones, or changes zone width so you can tighten up the imaging beam to a specific area. Place at lower half of display depth or below organ of interest. The focus control can be found on the touch panel knob 5. Rotate the knob to change the position of the focus and press or push the knob to activate the number of focal zones. Let's review additional controls enabling image quality and image storage. The universal button on the right of the keyboard enables 3 functions: steer, zoom, and adjustment of depth. The steer function will be activated and performed on linear probe when switching the button from left to right. The depth function is controlled by tilting the knob up and down. The zoom function is enabled by rotating the knob. The reference image is available on the left-hand side of the monitor when zooming. For the inner keys surrounding the trackball, the following function keys for comments, marking of body pattern, and measurement are provided. Under normal circumstances, no information is displayed on the left of the screen. However, the comments related to the current application site will be displayed once the comment function is activated. You may add any text by clicking on the touch panel with fingers or typing on the keyboard directly. The body pattern function will be activated by pressing the body pattern knob. The body pattern will automatically be selected based on the active application used for imaging on the touch panel. The probe marker is also displayed as a green indicator on this body pattern. Rotate the body pattern knob to adjust the direction of the probe marker. The measurement function is enabled after moving the cursor to the measurement zone and selecting the parameters required to be measured. The measurement results can be displayed through the key Worksheet within the workflow zone. Part 4. Imaging Modes and End Exam. The color Doppler can be activated by pressing the Color Flow knob. The gain for color Doppler can be adjusted by rotating the outer ring of this key. To adjust the size of the region of interest, press Scan Area. When the size is adjusted, press Scan Area again. To adjust the position of the region of interest, you can use the trackball. To increase or decrease the color scale, rotate knob 5 on the touch panel. To return to black and white imaging, simply press the B key. Let's demonstrate pulse wave imaging. Press MD cursor in the ultrasonography zone and use the trackball to help optimize the position of the cursor. When the cursor is in the approximate position, press PW. Once the waveform is displayed, rotate knob 4 on the touch panel to adjust the position of the spectral baseline. This is one example of the manual adjustments possible for PW. The Auto Optimize feature combines some of these steps into one. To activate Auto Optimize while in PW mode, press the AO key located just above the Freeze key. In the PW mode, the measurement menu adjusts with the respective application. A cursor will appear on the screen once the measurement function is activated. The function is enabled after moving the cursor to the measurement zone and selecting the parameters required to be measured manually. The results can be displayed on the screen and seen through the key Worksheet within the workflow zone. An Auto Calc functionality is available for spectral modes. This option can be activated on the control panel by pressing Auto Calcs. Once the Auto Calc is activated for the mode, you will see the cursors automatically appear within the waveform. You will have the ability to accept or edit these cursors and assign into the measurement package. We've now completed several basic components of the system during an exam. If the exam is now completed, you can choose to view the worksheet containing all the measurements obtained during the study and then end the exam. To review any clinical images stored during the exam, press Active Image window. You can toggle pages by selecting the Page function. If after these steps the examination is complete, you can press End Exam on the touch panel to end the exam. All recorded images, comments, and measurement information of patients can be reviewed through the management of medical records. The post-processing and measuring of original data can also be conducted by exporting these images. The word Utility is visible at the lowest row of the touch panel. Utilities supports additional configurations such as hospital name, language, date and time, measure, and connectivity. This concludes the Getting Started video. For more details, please contact your local application specialist in GE Healthcare. GE. Imagination at work.